Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand average memory access time for 3-level simultaneous and hierarchical organization. So the concept of 2-level simultaneous and hierarchical organization has already been discussed. So the average memory access time for 2-level simultaneous and hierarchical memory organization has already been discussed in our previous video. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video and come back here, because the understanding of that concept is very much important to understand this concept. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. And the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, we'll try to understand 3-level simultaneous and hierarchical organization, memory organization. As we have already discussed, simultaneous organization means whenever the CPU requests for a memory address, it will request all the three memory levels. 2-level memory means we are going to have 2 memory components. In the 3-level organization, we are going to have 3 memory components. In our assumption, it is going to be a cache memory M1, M2 is going to be main memory, and this is going to be secondary memory. If there are 3 different memory components and the memory organization is with 3 different memories, so it is what we call it as 3-level organization. And simultaneous organization means whenever the CPU requests for an address for an instruction on the memory, so it is going to simultaneously request all the 3-level memories. So that is what we call it as a simultaneous organization. In the 3-level hierarchical organization, first it is going to ask, so 3-level memories are there. First the CPU is going to ask for M1. If the content is not present, if it is not hit, if it is a miss, so then it is going to go for the second level memory. If the content is still not present in the M2, then it is going to go for M3, memory 3 in the 3rd level. So then from that, there it is going to get transferred onto the CPU. So this is how the hierarchical organization will work. And so the average memory access time with this kind of organization, what is the average memory access time? So that is given by H1 into T1. So here the H1 means it is the hit ratio of memory 1. H1 is equal to hit ratio of memory 1, and H2 is equal to T1 is equal to time taken to extract the value from the memory. It is the access time of memory 1. And similarly, H2 is the hit ratio of memory 2, and T2 is the time taken, memory access time for it is the time for second memory access. So to access the value from the memory to, what is the amount of time that is taken by it, it is what we call it as T2. Okay, so T2 is the access time, memory access time for M2, and similarly T3 is the memory access time for memory 3. Okay, so now H1 into T1, 1 minus H1 into H2 plus H2 into T2 plus 1 minus H1 into 1 minus H2 into T3 is the average memory access time. So how can we say that we are going to get the average memory access time? So we'll try to understand it with an example. How we are going to understand how this formula will work, so that we will try to understand with an example. For example, if we have 10 memory requests, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So how this formula is getting the average memory access time, that we will try to understand. How it happens is, for example, there are 10 requests that are made by the CPU, and what is the and assume that the access time T1 for memory 1 is 5 seconds, and T2 for time taken to access the value from the memory 2 is 10 seconds. Let's assume. Okay, so T3, the access time for memory 3 is 15 seconds. Let's assume this. And now consider that there are 10 requests, and all those requests that are made by the CPU are hits for H1. Means all these 10 requests are present in the memory 1. So if it is hit means the content is present in the corresponding memory. So all the 10 requests are hits for memory 1. So what it means, H1. So what is the H1 stands for? H1 is the hit ratio for memory 1. H1 is the hit ratio for memory 1. What is meant by hit ratio? Total number of hits. So here the total number of hits are 10 and the total number of requests that are made by the memory is 10. So the hit ratio is 1, which means all the requests that are made by the CPU are hits. So now what is the time taken by first memory? It is 5 seconds, and so it is going to generate, this value is going to be 5. 1 into 5 is 5, and similarly 1 minus H1 means 1 minus 1. 1 minus H1 means 1 minus 1. So it is going to be a 0. So all this value will become 0, because so this T2, this memory 2, so all those are misses. So it is not provided in the T2. Similarly, if it is checking here, so it is also 0. 1 minus H1 is 0. 1 minus H1 is 0. So it is going to produce a 0. So the average memory access time is 5. So if we count that all are hits, how many, so what is the average time? What is the average time? It is total number of requests are 10 and the time taken is 5 seconds and all are hits. So the average time is going to be 5. So we got 5 as the average memory access time if all are hits. Okay, so if all are hits, so it is going to take an average time of 5 for 10 requests. For 10 requests, the average time is 5 because all are hits. For example, if all are hits for H2, all are hits for M2, means all are misses for this, all are misses for H1 means, so the hit ratio of H1 is 0 by 10 and the miss ratio is 1 minus H1 which is equal to 0, 1 minus 0 which is equal to 1. 1 means all are misses. Miss ratio 1 minus H1 is 1 means all are misses. So here 1 minus H1 is 1 and H1 is 0, so this one is going to be a 0. This part of the memory, this part of this formula is going to be a 0 because H1 is 0. There are no hits. All the hits are for H2. So 1 minus H1 is going to be 1. H2 hit ratio is 1. H2 hit ratio is 1. And what is the time? Memory access time is 10. So the average for 10 requests that are made by the CPU, for each request it is going to take 10 seconds. So the average memory access time is 10 into 10 by 10. 10 into 10 by 10, which is going to be the average memory access time is 10. So this is how we are going to get the average memory access time. In order to get an understanding of how we are going to get the average memory access time, I hope this helps you a lot. Okay, and the average memory access time for hierarchical organization is, so it is H1 into T1 plus 1 minus H1 into H2 plus into T1 plus T2. Why we have taken T1 plus T2 and why we have taken T1 plus T2 plus T3? Because here it is simultaneous. In the simultaneous, whenever there is a hit in this particular memory, so the amount of time taken is 5 seconds and the remaining will not be considered. Okay, so for example, if the request that has been made is provided in this memory and the average access time is 10, so here this 10 is counted. This 15 will not be counted because the request is identified in this memory, so it is going to take 10 seconds. Okay, but in the case of hierarchical organization, first we are going to spend the amount T1 on this memory. After that we are going to identify that the request is not there, so we are going to go for M2. So to get the value from M2, it is T1 plus T2. So T1 already we have spent, and plus T2 means it is to access. If it is also not there in the memory M2, so then it is going to take, in order to get the value from M3, it is going to be T1 plus T2 plus T3. Okay, so this is all about 3-level simultaneous and hierarchical organization. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like symbol, and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.